Questions for Mason?
Big win at Xavier. I mean, that's hard place to get wins at. I don't know, what boxes did you guys check to be able to do it in this fashion?
I think our defense that game was a lot better than the last two games. I mean, the last two games we probably gave up 80, 90 points in the last two ones. So focusing on defense and making sure that we kept that tidy kind of helped us a lot.
You were down 9. Did you guys have a good feel for the type of shots you were taking, the type of shots you were making them take, even though they were hitting them, that was going to kind of bounce up and would probably flip at some point?
I mean, yeah, we were taking really good shots beginning of the game. They just weren't falling. I mean, I'm pretty sure we missed like a couple, like first 5 or 6. We missed a lot of threes at the beginning. So getting that started, knowing that we had the shots we wanted, but just not hitting them, they're going to eventually go in. And especially on the defensive end, they were hitting shots that we were kind of wanting them to hit as well. So I mean, we did exactly what we wanted to.
Is that something you can or want to share? I know Coach Mack just talked about your shoulder has been bothering you. Can you walk us through that? What has kind of gone on? And you said it feels better now.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel a little bit better. I mean, I'm still doing stuff with it, trying to get it better. But I mean, I just had was kind of working on my shoulder a little bit, but it kind of was strained on the outside rotator cuff. But it's feeling a lot better now. So just keep sure I keep doing work on that, make sure it feels 100%.
When did you do that?
Like 2-3 weeks ago, I think. So it's just kind of after the past last weeks, just working on that still.
That could look better. Your form looked better. Do you feel that too?
Yeah, it's more of just a confidence thing. I kind of came in the game like not worrying about my shoulder as much, just worrying, knowing that like it's still my jump shot and I can still do what I can do to play.
Hey,
What have you seen from Jason? Kind of getting the 4 rotation and coming in and he sparked you guys at the end of the half.
Yeah.
Providence and did something similar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having him be able to get in the game, get those huge rebounds that he can do. I mean, he's a great rebounder, and then moving IT to the 5 some, so we can have some floor spacing at the 5 more. It's going to be pretty interesting having both of them being able to do that and achieve better results.
You've had to block out Jason a lot in practice when you saw him make those plays against Providence.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely used to that in practice, having to box him out every single day. I just kind of know exactly what he's going to do, and when he comes in the game, he did exactly what he was doing in practice.
How versatile is that 4 spot for you guys? Because I think you, IT, and Jason all bring something different.
No, yeah, exactly. Like Jason, he's definitely a great rebounder, really good defender as well, and then IT being a bigger body, being able to play the 5 like he is now, and then being able to shoot as well as he is. So I mean, we all have something different we can bring to the table.
Jason, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Well,
That's
what
good.
did it feel like this split last week? I know obviously the road trip didn't start the way you wanted it to. To be able to get a win at Xavier.
Right. I mean, for me, it felt good. I think it was like a good team win at Xavier, but the Providence game obviously didn't go the way we wanted to. But I thought it was like a good step, especially for me personally, just being able to get in the game and make a little difference. So I thought it went well.
What have you learned from these rotation minutes so far about what you need to do to help the team?
I've learned that like every second I have on the court, I just got to make it count because I don't know if it's going to be like a couple minutes. It could be longer than that. I don't know how long it'll be. So like every second I'm out on the court, I got to make a difference, whether it be rebounding, like blocking shots, boxing out, like whatever it could possibly be. I just got to do what I can.
What's the mental checklist to go from shot in the air to process of like trying to find a spot to attack and go up to the ball?
For me, like throughout my years of playing, I've kind of like always had a knack for knowing where the ball's gonna bounce. Like if it's a shot from the left side of the court, it's usually gonna bounce to the right side, or like if it's a straight on shot, it's obviously gonna bounce like straight from where it came from. So I mean, usually I just check off where it came from and then see if it's gonna miss right, left, and then go from there.
I think the one and a half against Providence, like I think you were under the basket.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it left Yeah, I think was that the one that Baylor shot, or was it the one that called? It was one of those two. But I mean, no matter where it was gonna bounce, I knew I had to crash. So like, I think that one I got a little lucky with the bounce. But I mean, I ended up with the ball and I got 2 points from it. So I do what I can do, man.
Where do you think you've grown the most since the beginning of when you stepped on campus to right now?
I think I've grown the most physically because when I first got here, I don't think I was as strong as I should have been. So I spent last year in the gym, obviously, with Coach Jeremy, and just getting stronger, getting faster, all that good stuff. And then this year, I've been able to put on a little show because of the work that I've put in. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing for me is just getting stronger and getting quicker.
You had to make any adjustments. Everybody's talking about how physical the Big East is, the way the officials are calling.
Yeah.
What's it like when you get on the floor and you see how physical the game is?
I mean, just from watching all last year, I could tell, like, just from like visually watching how physical it was going to be. But stepping on the court is a completely different thing because, like, everybody wants to win on the court. So you have to be like, you have to want it more than everybody else does. You have to be in the mindset like, I'm gonna go get this ball. No one's gonna take it from me. I'm gonna come down with it, and I'm gonna rip it out of anybody's hands if they try to take it back from me. Just like that. Wake Forest. Yep. He's improved like a crazy amount. I mean, just from like watching how he's been playing, his three-point shot is looking like really, really good. I mean, he's getting a lot of minutes. He's getting as many touches as he wants and as he needs. So I mean, season looking great for him. And I think, I don't know, next year's it'll be surprising for a lot of us to see what he does.
I've been, big for you guys in terms of creating a spark on the locker room. And Jason was providing a spark on Providence, and Xavier was Mason's hustle and shot making. How valuable were those guys this weekend?
They did a great job. I felt like Mason was close to being back to his old form after tweaking his shoulder. I felt it the practice before Providence, and then it carried over from that. It just looked like his stroke was back to where it was before. And Jason just keeps getting better. He's doing some really good things in practice, and as a result, he's earned some time. But those are critical points in the game, as it was against Butler when they made the little run and kind of snatched some momentum from us right before halftime. But we're going to need him to continue to play well.
You mentioned Jason in practice. What specifically are those things, and what is his trajectory in the future of this program?
Yeah, I mean, I think Jason's going to be a really, really good player. He missed, you could argue, it's probably the most important 6 weeks of the season. The last 3 weeks of practice and the first 3 weeks of games. You're adding so much stuff. And there's so many reps that are important that time of year. And then you're playing some teams where you can play a lot of guys, and he wasn't available at that time. So he missed a lot, and basically it's his first year after redshirting last year. So it's taken him some time to catch up. But defensively and on the backboards, I think you see what he brings to the table.
How hard is it for a guy in his position, his experience, level to stick with it like that and find his way into a rotation of veteran this late in the season?
Well, I mean, I would hope, he's such a good young man that he gets it and he understands it. But he's continued to work, and were there times he was frustrated? I'm sure there were. But also in December and January, Mason and Isaac were playing at an extremely high level, so it was really hard to mess with the rotation at that point. But he's done some really, really good things in practice when he's on the scout team, and we've seen some strides in his game. And then when he's had opportunities, he's made some things happen with his movement and his ability to get to the offensive glass and rebound on the defensive end is something that's going to be needed for us as we move forward.
What kind of a jolt does Mason give you when you guys are struggling from beyond the arc? You can just hit 3 threes and provide some momentum in a game like that.
There's so much attention paid to those other guys. Obviously Trey and Baylor, have earned the respect of all the defenders. Steven, with the way he's played recently and his history of shooting the basketball, they're not going to leave him open. And then you got to account for Kalk at the rim. So at some point, somebody's got to be open. And Mason moves so well off the ball that he's able to get some shots for himself just because of his movement. He got a great opportunity in transition at Xavier just because he sprinted the floor. And he got Kalk a dunk on a different one because he sprinted the floor, something that doesn't show up on a stat sheet. So, hopefully that game Saturday gave him a little bit of confidence and can propel him to what I hope will be a strong end of the season.
How much did you see that shoulder bump?
I thought his rotation was off. I thought his arc was off. And when you have an injury to your shooting shoulder, you also can't go get the reps to fix it. We had to really shut him down outside of what he was doing in practice. So, you know, I'm glad he got it back, and you know, once he was healthy enough to get back in the gym, he fixed it on his own.
What are the challenges of a mid-season role change like we're seeing with Isaac, and what does he need to work on to kind of stick at that spot moving forward down the season?
Yeah, he's got to stay ready. You know, it's a lot of matchup-based things with Mason, with Isaac, with Jason, with our decision to go to Bello and play a smaller lineup. It's kind of dictated by what the other team is doing and what we think is the best defensive matchup for us. You know, those guys all know that they have to stay ready, and if their number's called, we expect them to be ready to go.
Has this year been more of a challenge, Coach? Just the way some of the things have gone. You've got guys on the bench who haven't played in the past, and you know, I try to get Ashworth in there and getting used to the Big East. Has this been it'd be more of a challenge than
No, I would say exactly the opposite. This has been an absolutely joyful team to coach. Now we've lost some games, but look around the country. You know, like it's. You know, we had some pieces that left us in the transfer portal. We've added a couple pieces. Got some guys playing different positions. And college basketball is really good. Teams get fixed really fast. You know, Butler's got a whole different team from last year. So, you know, this team has been an absolute blast to coach. When it's over, it's really going to hurt because there's so much fun to be around, and they enjoy being around each other. We don't have the luxury. Luxury is maybe not the right word. You know, fans hang on to a loss. We can't. We have to turn the page, and we have to flip the script, and we have to get ready for the next one. So we don't bask in the glory of a win very long, and we don't sit around and pout very long when we lose a game. You know, Butler, where we felt we played well enough and then some offensively to win the game. You got to get over it. You got to get ready for the next one. And the good news with this group is it's whether you win or lose, it's fun to go to practice the next day with this group.
How did you lose game against Providence, but you felt like you played well enough to win. And then you have to go to Xavier, a team that's fighting this eternal life every single day. How did you flip the script that quickly after those two losses?
My guess is my approach to practice on Thursday after the Providence game wasn't any different than my approach yesterday. So we've got a job to do, and if I expect them to come with an even keel attitude and ready to get better, then we as a coaching staff have to do that. So we're not jumping off the cliff when we lose a game. It's college athletics. It's very competitive. The other team wants to win too, and we're in a league that's really, really good, and it's proven itself just beyond our games. So you have to get over it. You have to get over a win. You have to get over a loss, and you got to get ready for the next one.
Two more.
Georgetown's been pretty good on the road. They've been competitive before the top teams. What kind of challenges that facing them?
Yeah, I think they had some illness going through their team at Marquette, which attributed to that poor performance. But you know, we talked to the team yesterday about, you know, they led Xavier for the entire game and lost at the very end, and we know how good Xavier is. You know, the Seton Hall game was, I think, a 3-point game with 4 minutes to go. Could have been anybody's game. You know, Coach Cooley does a heck of a job. He puts them in positions to get shots, and you know, they have a lot of shot makers. It's not like they've got anybody you can sag off. Epps didn't play the first time we played. He's leading scorer in the conference. He's playing at a high level. Stiles has been their leading scorer over the last 5 games. He's playing at a high level. And Masood can step out there and shoot it. And Cook's as good offensive rebounder as there is in the country. So we have to get stops. We have to get out and transition. We've got to locate their shooters. But you know, I hope our guys are mature enough to understand that we better respect this opponent, because they'll come in here with nothing to lose and give us a heck of a game.